What's going on, guys? Hope you lot are good. Welcome back to Neeks Sports. We're going to talk about a few transfers that are happening or possibly happening, rumours and all that around Manchester United. Before we do that, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the share button and subscribe to the channel. Guys, before I go any further, and I'm going to do a full video on this, and we're really going to assess Manchester United's season. And we're going to talk about Solskjaer, we're going to talk about Rashford, and we're going to talk about Anthony Martial. These are three players who have got nothing but criticism from the mainstream media and or social media. When it comes to Solskjaer, it's both mainstream and social. When it comes to Rashford, it's more social than mainstream. And when it comes to Martial, it's more mainstream than social. We're going to get onto this because there's a lot of backtracking going on right now. Or doubling down. People who said certain things at the beginning of the season and aren't admitting it now that the season's over. And if we're honest, the season ain't even over. We're still in the Europa League. Still a chance of winning the trophy. Still a chance of getting more goals as far as the players are concerned. We're going to get onto them in a later video. Today we're going to talk about transfers. And of course, first and foremost, we're going to talk about JADON Sancho. JADON Sancho to Manchester United. Now, Champions League football secured. Don't have to go through the Europa League. A summer window that has started already, ends in October. The Premier League season starts in September. Manchester United need to get this done ASAP. Now, the talk is that Borussia Dortmund have set a transfer deadline for about, I think it's the 10th of August, because they want to know the position of all their players before their pre-season starts, whenever they intend to bring the players back into training in preparation for the new Bundesliga season. I'm not actually sure when the Bundesliga season actually starts, but I suspect it's going to be sometime around the same time as the Premier League, which is the 12th of September. So it's not long. What price are we talking? Now, there was rumours in the press that Man United submitted an £89 million bid for JADON Sancho, which was rejected. And they are looking for 89 million? It's 89 million, wasn't it? And they're looking for closer to about 110 million or 120 million euros, I think it was. 120 million euros. Now, I don't think we submit any bid. I haven't heard any concrete facts or reports from verified journalists. And I'm not talking about verified on Twitter. I'm talking about people who have a track record of bringing accurate transfer news from Germany, but also in the European football in general. The likes of Fabrizio Romano, Christian Falk, Di Marzio. There's a number of them. And I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything concrete. That was a rumour that came out in German newspaper Bild. And I think it's just that. However, without a shadow of a doubt, Manchester United are in for JADON Sancho. And we have to go out and get him. I'm not going to go into a big spiel about why. When we get him, we can talk about how he fits into the club. I think I've spoken about that before anyway. But we have to go and get this done. And we have to get it done soon. Because if we do get to the Europa League final, which is on the 21st of August, we will have 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks before the Premier League season starts. If we're using some of our best players in the latter rounds of the Europa League, the semi-final and final, of course, if we get that far, then they're not going to have much time, much break between then and the start of the season, considering how much they played since lockdown. We need to make sure we get our signings. And it ain't just JADON Sancho I'm talking about other players as well. We have to make sure we get them over the line. So those players who have got the longer rest have time to bed into what we're trying to do, the tactics, the philosophy, the culture of Manchester United under Solskjaer, and are ready to start the season, because some of our best players may need an extra rest. Now, we heard that if the English clubs get to the last stage, so we're talking Man United, Wolves, Chelsea, ain't going to happen. Man City of the European competitions. Then the Premier League may give them an extra week or two before their first fixture. I mean, yes, it's necessary. But imagine we start our first fixture, we're kicking off 6 points off the lead already. You're already under pressure. Now, there's always pressure from playing for Manchester United, but you're already fighting against the tide. I know it's games in hand, but points on the board is all that matters. Games in hand are not guaranteed. And I'm not sure I want that pressure immediately, but I do want to get to the final and win the Europa League. So I guess you can't have your cake and eat it. It is what it is. But we need to make sure we get those deals done quick. We've spent too long on transfers in the past. They talk about this thing where we only focus on one transfer at a time. Well, if you're that focused on one transfer at a time, get it done quicker. Get it done quicker. Jadon Sancho is worth 100 million. Jadon Sancho's worth 100 million. Now, of course, we have to negotiate, but just do better than you did in the past. We took ages on Wan-Bissaka. We took ages on Harry Maguire. We took ages on Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, we were 6 months late. We should have got that done in the summer. And yeah, we got a good price for it, and in the end, we got top 4, but the season could have been much more productive. We weren't going to win the title, no. But the season could have been much more productive in terms of the way we were playing football and etc. As opposed to this last dash that we had from the end of January right to now to get into the top 4. So we need to just be quick. We need to get this done. I'm not saying meet Dortmund's demand to get it done by August the 10th. But I want this transfer done before the end of August. Minimum before the end of August. Possibly even before the end of the Europa League. We should really be looking to get this done within the next month. Within the next 4 weeks. Because everyone's on board. Jadon Sancho wants to come. We want him. And Dortmund are willing to sell as long as the top conditions are met. They know they're fighting a losing battle, or they've maybe given up the fight to actually keep Jadon Sancho. So they're willing to let him go. Of course, you have to make the right price, and we have to understand that he will improve our team to the nth degree, because his potential is really, I'm not even going to say unknown, because we know that he's got the potential, but he hasn't reached his peak yet. There's so much more that he can give, so much more he has to give into the world of football, that 100 million is a very, very reasonable price. Even within this COVID market, it's a very reasonable price. The market has changed. 100 million in the past was getting you Cristiano Ronaldo, who was the Ballon d'Or winner, or 80 million even. That's not the case anymore. That's not the case. We're talking about, well, Arsenal signed Pepe for 72 million because he scored a few goals in Ligue 1. Borussia Dortmund are in the Bundesliga and playing Champions League football. Jadon Sancho has done it at the highest level. At such a young age, he has his whole career ahead of him. He's 20, 21 max. He has got 10 years ahead of him playing his best football. So we need to get this done. And it's not just at the position. I think we need a central midfielder as well. And I would say an attacking midfielder. There's other positions as well, but one who can come in to replace or rotate with the likes of Bruno Fernandes in different competitions, or coming off the bench. Pereira's not good enough. Mata's not good enough. Lingard's not good enough. I know he scored. Big up yourself, Jesse Lingard. Finally got your Premier League goal this season. And we're all happy for you. But you're not good enough. These men are not good enough. Jack Grealish is a big, big target for Manchester United. Factually, big target. He ticks all the boxes. All the boxes. The only problem now is the price. I wanted Villa to stay up on a personal level, but it's detrimental for Man United that they stayed up, because now they feel like they can put his transfer value at 70, 80 million, and that's a lot of money. A lot of money for someone who's not going to be first choice, if we're honest. He's going to come in and give an option on the left over Rashford. He's going to come in and give an option when Bruno's out. But I'm not thinking that he's going to come in and take any one of those places unless for injury. So you're going to pay 70, 80 million for what would effectively be a bench player? I don't know, that's too much. That's too much. I think something around the 50 million mark max in this current market is what we should be peaking at. If Villa say no, then there's not much you can do. You can ask the player to force their hand, but he's unlikely to do that. He's a Villa fan. He ain't going to want to upset the apple cart. And the reality is they're still playing Premier League football next year, so he's still going to be testing himself at this high level. However, there's European football. He's got to think about international England and playing at the highest level when you're competing with the likes of Mason Mount, who's going to be playing Champions League football next season. James Maddison, who's going to be playing Europa League football next season. Dele Alli, who's going to be playing Europa League football next season. Loftus-Cheek, he needs to be playing and performing at the highest level. So if he really wants this to move to happen and Villa raising the prices is preventing that, he's going to have to force their hand. Whether he does that or not is another matter. But for me, those are the two signings I want to see coming early doors. Next 3 weeks, JADON Sancho, Jack Grealish, and then we need to work back. You know, last summer, we went from the back and worked forward. We got Maguire, we got Wan-Bissaka, both were good, solid signings. And then we got Bruno Fernandes. I know we got Dan James as well. This season, we need to go from the front back. JADON Sancho, Jack Grealish, and then we move back. And we'll speak about other options in later videos. But Man United, don't be stalling. Don't be stalling. The Premier League season is round the corner. Get these players in. Get them bedded into the system and the culture. And let's take this club to the next level. Hit the like and subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you all soon.